It was a late autumn morning, when leaves gently fell from the trees, covering the park paths with a russet carpet. Emma, a woman in her 30s, was walking her dog Max, a black Labrador with warm, gentle eyes. They had been together for a few months, ever since Emma had adopted him from an animal shelter. Over this time, a strong bond had developed between them, and their morning walks in the park had become their daily ritual. That morning, however, Max seemed more agitated than usual. He tugged at the leash, growled softly, and looked around as if searching for something. Emma tried to calm him, speaking softly and patting him on the head, but Max seemed determined to follow his instincts. At one point, when they reached a more secluded area of the park, Max made a sudden leap and the leash slipped from Emma's hand. With her heart pounding, she called out for him, but the dog was already running swiftly in an unknown direction. Emma began searching for him desperately, running along the park paths, calling his name in hopes that Max would return to her. Hours passed, and her heart grew heavier, fearing she might never find him. When she finally reached the edge of the park, where there was a small, old cemetery, she saw Max sitting quietly in front of a grave. With a heavy heart, Emma approached slowly. Max didn't move, just looked at her with his big eyes as if wanting to tell her something. Emma lowered her gaze to the tombstone. It bore the inscription, John Smith, 1950 to 2023. Beloved friend and master. At that moment, Emma understood. Max hadn't run away from her. He had run towards someone. John Smith had been Max's previous owner, and even though the dog could no longer see him, he had never forgotten him. The park where Emma walked him was the same park where John used to bring him every day. Max had sensed the familiar scent of his master, and guided by instinct, found his way to him. With tears in her eyes, Emma sat down next to Max and embraced him. You miss him, don't you? She whispered. Max let out a small whimper but then settled quietly next to the grave, as if he wanted to say his final goodbye. From then on, Emma and Max continued to visit that grave every week. And although Emma had never met John, she felt that because of him, Max had come into her life. In a way, the mysterious connection between the three of them became a part of their daily life, uniting the past and present in an unusual yet beautiful way.